Anthony Joshua has just won a unanimous decision against Franklin. And while he's definitely dominated the fight, he's not quite the same fighter he was after his first fight with Andy Ruiz. Throughout the fight with Jermaine Franklin, Joshua was landing good jabs and straight rights that were landing at will for the most part. He was clearly the better fighter, but when you're fighting a guy like Jermaine Franklin, you're expected to finish him at some point. After all, this is boxing, not a game of tag. It's not entirely clear why Joshua didn't go for the knockout, but it's possible he was worried about Franklin's counterpunching ability, or that he knew he didn't have the best cardio and needed to pace himself. Whatever the reason, it was a missed opportunity for Joshua to prove himself as a knockout artist. Many boxing fans were hoping that Joshua would use his new muscle to come in and knock out his opponent early. After all, this is the heaviest he has weighed in any of his other fights, but it seems that he added weight may not have been enough to make a significant difference in his fighting style. After the fight, Joshua asked the fans who they wanted to see him fight next.
Who did the fans want?
You heard that. They said Fury.
They said Fury, yeah?
It's no surprise that the London fans would be cheering Fury's name since they want to see who the king of the UK would be. But let's be real, there's nothing Joshua could do to Fury. The Gypsy King is a master of his craft, and he's proven time and time again that he's one of the best heavyweights in the world. Of course, there are some fans like myself who still want to see Joshua take on Deontay Wilder. It's a fight that's been talked about for years, but for one reason or another, it's never come to fruition. We all know that Wilder will kill Joshua at this point, but I can't see who else these two should fight at the moment with Fury and Usyk fight pending. It's an exciting time for the heavyweight division with several top tier fighters vying for the top spot. Looking back at Joshua's performance against Franklin, it's clear that he still has some work to do if he wants to reclaim his status as the top heavyweight in the world. His jabs and straight rights were on point, but he needs to show more aggression and willingness to go for the knockout if he wants to win over fans and pundits alike. It's also worth noting that Joshua's chin has been a point of concern for some time now. After his first fight with Ruiz, many fans began to question his ability to take a punch. It's a weakness that other fighters may look at to exploit in the near future, so Joshua needs to be prepared to defend himself if he wants to stay on top. All in all, Joshua's win over Franklin was a solid performance, but it left many fans wanting more. We'll have to wait and see how he performs in his upcoming fights against Fury or Wilder, but one thing's for sure, he's going to have to bring his A game if he wants to come out on top.